Okay.
Morning, everybody. So thank you for joining us. I'm George. My lovely camera assistant is my beautiful wife, Erin.
Hello.
Looking good, girl. So we're gonna go a little bit over some sanitation today. First of all, we hope everybody's doing well, everybody's healthy. We wanted to go over two things. First, it's very important to clean the areas before you sanitize. So what does that mean? So cleaning refers to mainly...
Jesse joined.
Hi, Jesse. Removing debris. So basically, all of the surfaces, all of your home, you want to clean first by doing essential things such as dusting, wiping things down, vacuuming, things that generally are taking any crumbs or things off of the surfaces. So for the purpose of this video, we're going to assume that everything's already clean, and we're going to focus a little more on disinfecting, which is the most important thing now. We want to make sure that all of the high-touch surfaces are disinfected properly. So how do we do that? We're going to need a couple things. We have everything laid out here for you. First and foremost, very important to use protective gear. Gloves being the essential part of that. We always recommend nitrile gloves, which are latex-free, for two reasons. One, you're less likely to get a reaction to nitrile gloves. But two, nitrile gloves do much better with certain chemicals, especially when it comes to disinfecting. Depending on what chemical you're using, it can actually seep through latex, whereas nitrile does better. So, if possible, get nitrile gloves. You can get them of any color. There's different assortments. If you want to be cool, I would go with black. Just looks better. And you also need...
Jessica joined.
Hi, Jess. You also need rags. You can use any rag, but for us personally and as a company, we only use microfiber. I'll try to post a link later of why, but there's just lots of studies that show how much more effective...
Kimmy K joined.
Kim, how you doing? So microfiber is always the way to go. Sam's Club, Home Depot, most places have microfiber rags, so if you can get your hands on some, that would be the best. You'll notice that we always use two. There's the microfiber that looks a little more like terry cloth. That's great for cleaning any type of surface. Then we have microfibers that are very smooth. These we use specifically only for glass surfaces. That's a whole different video, but we'll leave it at that. So you want to have your gloves. If you're going to be using, going back to PPE, if you're going to use any type of spray, which I don't necessarily recommend, you want to kind of have control. I would rather you use something that goes on your microfiber. But if you're going to use a spray, make sure you also have goggles to cover your face shield, a mask, if you have one. But generally, you can, in a controlled environment, you can just use gloves. Microfiber rags, and then the EPA has a very large list of approved disinfectants. We're going to use Clorox wipes. They're, the most common. You can also make your own. Again, I'll post a link on how to make your own according to CDC guidelines using diluted bleach. But it's very important you follow the guidelines.
Hello, Mimi.
Mimi. Hey. So, today we're going to use Clorox.
Kim said you're so smart. I don't know.
Wipes. Well, you're married to a genius. So anyhow, sorry, I'm going to retrace back a little bit. As far as cleaning is concerned, which we're going to do with the microfiber, you can use any type of multi-surface cleaner. Many of you already know we love Myers. It's natural. It works very well. And it smells lovely. So, to clean all the surfaces first, you'll want to use a microfiber rag and your favorite multi-surface cleaner. Again, when we're cleaning, we're not disinfecting yet. So you can really use any multi-surface cleaner that you prefer. Once we get to the disinfecting part, which everything has been cleaned, now we're going to go back and disinfect high-touch surfaces. Then you have to use an EPA-approved disinfectant. In this case, we're using Clorox.
Thanks for joining Wet Glass Window Cleaning.
Hey there, Sean. Nice to see you join us this morning. So, what are we cleaning? We cleaned everything, but what are we disinfecting? The primary hotspots are high-touch surface areas, which include doorknobs, light switches, countertops, handles, anything that you touch on a regular basis. So we decided to use this room because it's a kind of a combination of everything. Most of us right now have some type of converted office space in our home. So I'll kind of walk you through. Sorry, I don't know if the lighting is great. We're not set up as studio right now. So
That's future videos.
But anyway, so you take your
Hey, Kaylin.
wipe. And again, this is after you've already cleaned. You would... Wait, sorry. You're supposed to take care of this.
My bad.
So what we want to do is you want to start with the cleaner surfaces and then move your way over to what's considered the most usually dirty surfaces. Again, everything should be clean, but just as a general rule. So I usually start with light switches. Of course, I can't find one. Okay. This is what we mean by light switches. I think maybe we all know what that is. But, you want to clean around the light switch, but you also want to make sure and grab the actual little handle, because that's what we touch a lot with our fingers. So you go around, do all the light switches. One thing I did want to point out, you need to follow me.
I'm doing that. Wow.
So, when we say light switches, if you have these lamps where you have to manually turn them on, make sure that you get the little knob as well. Because a lot of time, since we use the term switch, you think of those, but you forget these little ones. So, these get touched a lot too. After light switches, I typically go to doorknobs. So you would get a nice clean, get all the doorknob nice and disinfected. If you know that you or your kids touch like the whole door to open stuff, then I would hit whatever areas you touch on the door.
Yeah, he is, Mimi.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's keep the comments. Okay. Then you go to furniture, knobs, and handles, especially if you have metal ones like this. Metal right now, according to the latest, is the biggest area of concern. So anything metal you really want to disinfect. So you disinfect all of your doorknobs, handles, etc., etc. From there, I would go to your office items. So you want to make sure, again, the principle is anything that you touch. So if you have a file cabinet, you would, disinfect all of the handles on the file cabinet. We use the mouse a lot. So not only the edges, but if you right-click a lot, obviously you want to disinfect that. So make sure that all of your all of your mice are disinfected. Your meeson. Disinfect your meeson.
I think Jess is raising her hand. She wants to ask a question.
Go for it. Ask a question, man. I'm all ears. Controls. Now, for some reason, in some places, there's like 6 controls still. And I get it, I guess, because universal remotes don't always work, and now we have all kinds of devices. But controls will take most of your day because they're just a lot. This way you can get the kids involved, do a whole little scavenger hunt, see how many controls we can find. Yay!
So Jess asked a really good question.
Yeah.
She says, do you keep using the same wipe?
Good question.
Ew.
Excellent question. So again, the idea is you clean first. So really all we're doing is applying the disinfectant chemical onto the surface that should already be clean. So because of that, You can use, within reason, use the same wipe, but obviously if you didn't really clean properly and it starts getting soiled, love that word, right? Soiled sounds so
Gross.
fancy. You want to switch these. Another idea is, for example, if you're going to be doing a large surface, this isn't as efficient or economic, I should say. I would go back to using a microfiber rag and maybe like a bucket of solutions. For example, if you make your own disinfected, I would dip it in there and rinse it, and then use as many rags as you want, which I'll get to in a little bit. Thanks for the question. So we get our remotes.
Marta just joined. Hello.
Who?
Marta.
Nice. Our remotes are Mies. We went with Mies. Our Mies. If you have any cool mugs like this, by the way, I love mugs. Any unique cool mugs.
Hey, Georgia.
I really want to give George a really cool thank you gift. Mugs. And if you fill them with coffee, even better. Anyhow, another thing commonly overlooked, staplers. We just pretty much throughout the day, you always put. So, this is definitely a high touch surface that you want to clean. So, you went through light switches, doorknobs, counters.
What about the blinds?
Yes, very good. Again, see, what would I do without you?
Not very much.
You complete me.
Hey, Nayeli.
You complete me.
So dramatic.
Anyway, we do this. Your keyboard, you want to get that. So that's basically what you want to do. Now, in our case, and probably in most of your cases, you will have a restroom.
I hope you have a restroom.
Yeah. Or a shovel. I don't know, whatever. In this case, I would definitely start all over. Throw away whatever rag or whatever wipe you're using in the trash. Oh, it's in the trash. And start all over because you don't want to get, just cross-contamination, whatever. Same concept in here. You start with light switches and move your way around from cleanest to dirtiest. So you do light switches.
I don't want to be in the video.
I told you. Sink handles. Doorknobs on any type of cabinets in the bathroom. Another thing that sometimes is overlooked.
Nayeli says those are taquero gloves.
That's right. Is the knob in here for the shower. And if you have one of these handheld sprays, you also want to get that. Because, again, this is all clean, but it's not necessarily disinfected. So you want to disinfect that. And last, the almighty throne. You want to make sure and disinfect that well. If you guys want to donate to this cause, and whenever we are taking toilet paper, any type of toilet paper would be very much appreciated. Just kidding. But anyway, that's...
Close the door behind you. Close the door. Oy! Another mirror. Too many mirrors in this place.
Okay. So that's about it as far as disinfecting. Just to recap.
Georgia wants to know, how does she clean her shovel?
Same thing. The handle is what you're going to touch. We're hoping you don't touch the other side of it. So just whatever you touch, clean, disinfect. So again, to recap, you want to clean with a microfiber rag and your favorite multi-surface cleaner after, of course, putting on your taquero gloves. For those of you who
Marta
are
missed the
Spanish,
part about the soaking of the rag.
Okay, I'll get there.
Okay.
Those of you impaired in the Spanish, taquero gloves are gloves commonly used by persons who make tacos. You can see that a lot in California.
We are getting requests for a how-to pupusas video.
How to pupu? No, it's a whole different line of thought. But anyway, so for cleaning, first you're going to clean everything. Microfiber rag, multi-surface cleaner. For sanitizing, you can use, again, there's two ways. You can use Clorox wipes just because they're a lot more accessible. Well, they used to be. I don't know now. But, you can take them and wipe all of the high touch surfaces from cleanest to dirtiest. But if you're going to be doing a lot, I would make my own solution based on the CDC guidelines. But you have to follow them strictly to the T, because you're going to use a little bit of bleach and dilute it. But if you add any other type of chemical or even vinegar, then you're going to be disinfected, but you're probably going to pass out. So it's going to be hard to disinfect the rest of your home, if you know what I mean.